Sigali Swagwig, Yegonsi Oni E, Gantu Ige Sene Yegonsi. So, hello everyone, I'm Yegonsi. I'm here today, and the topic we're going to talk about today, Dinvatalakwe, Jitni Watni Zloda se. We're going to talk about weather today, and we're also going to talk about time. So, the first topic that I'm going to cover is weather, types of related words, questions and responses, describing what kind of day it is, and kind of a few greetings that kind of have to do with weather and like the kind of day, and then I'll talk about time. So, I try to zoom in for this video so that you can see it. I'll go through each part on the board that I have here, and then I think I'm going to zoom in closer for the time one, so I'll move out of the way when we do that one in a little bit, but I'm going to start with weather. So, this is a good one to use with kids, with people you know, your family, your friends. Jitni Watni Zlodas, or Jitni Watni Zlodas say, is kind of this word for weather that we use. Watnizla, or awatnizla, sometimes we say, or watnizlad, it's this little root right here within the word Jitni Watni Zlodas. It means the word for day, or it's the root for a day. So literally this phrase, Jitni Watni Zlodas, means the kind of day or the kind of days. That's kind of how we describe weather. A lot of times we use this word Watnizla or Watnizlad. You might hear that. I'll write it on the side here. Sometimes you might hear Wehnizlad. That's one variation. Or Watnizlad. I say this a lot during the circle time videos. I'll say no, Watnizlad. It means like today, on this day. It just means day. So this Watniz, this caret HNISL, that's the root. So that's what's in this word. Jitni Watni Zlodas, talking about the weather. The kind of day it literally translates to. So this question word that we can use to talk about what kind of day it is, you can say Ot ni Watni Zloda na ua. Ot means what. It is one of the words that we have for what. You can also say nate. Nate also means what, but ot does as well. Oti. Ni Watni Zloda. Kind of looks like that word up here. Very similar. And naua. So ni Watni Zloda means the kind of day. You heard the Watnizla in there. That has to do with the day. Ni Watni Zloda literally translates to the kind of day. Naua means today. There are a few variations of that word that we might use in Ongohoatne. One is nu'u, nu'a, or nu'ua. Those are all the same word. They just mean today. So it's literally saying, what kind of day is it today? That's the word. Otni watni zloda na'ua. That's the question. Otni watni zloda na'ua. So you could go ahead and try that. Ot, ni, wa, Niz, loda, na'u. Good job. Okay? So, now that you know the question word, we can go over some possible responses and how to talk about what kind of day it is. All of these responses will describe the type of day it is outside, the type of weather. So, there are a few more. These are just some of them, but they're probably pretty much our common ones. So I try to draw a little picture next to them so you can kind of see it. It's always good to help. It's always helpful to have like a picture reference for our words. It kind of commits it to memory. So this first one, I'll go through all of these and then we'll practice them. So the first one is Yodahalot. The full word is Yodahalode. It means it's sunny. When you listen to the circle time lessons, you might hear Odaha or Odaha Sungwaji in our opening. That has to do with the sun, our eldest brother, the sun. This Odaha, the root in here, has to do with the sun. Yodahalo kind of literally means like standing sun, or it's sunny. So Yodahalot, it's sunny. Another word you can use is Yoganolu, or Yoganol is the word with the whispered ending. It's raining, so a little cloud with raindrops. Yohjigel, or the full word, Yohjigle, is it's cloudy. There's this other word related to this in the word Yohjigel, Ohjigla, or Ojigle, sorry. That is the word for a cloud. Yochigel, or yochigle, is, it's cloudy, but you can hear the word ojigel, or ojigla, in there. So just start to be familiar, I suppose, with really common nouns or noun roots being used in other words. That's pretty much how our language functions, is we manipulate our nouns in our verbs to make new descriptions. So, yochigel, or yochigle, it's cloudy. Yowelund, or yowelundu, is it's windy. Now, I'll stand on this side, sorry. So there's our little pictograph. We always do a little weather portion during our circle times, and this is one of our words. Yowelund, or yowelundu. It's windy. Owela, if you listen to our opening, owela or owela suha is winds, because we always give thanks to the winds. That is also a noun that's within this word. Owela, owela su, or yowelundu. You can hear the wind word in there. It's windy. In this one, yodaglogwa. Yodaglogwa is it's snowing. Ogla, there's this word ogla. It means like a snowflake. It can also mean the word for snow. It's one of our words for snow. Also within the word, it's snowing. Yodaglogwa. The next one is deyotsadai. Deyotsadaya is it's foggy or misty. This next one, yowizundi. Yowizundi is it's freezing rain. Owiz, this W-I-S, comes from the noun owiz. That is a ice, that's ice, or glass. So this word, yowizundi, it's freezing rain. The next one, de wanle gala wanyu. De wanle gala wanyu, or the full word, de wanle gala wanyu he, is it's lightning, or it's like storming. That's what you could kind of use it for. There's a few words for lightning or storming. This is one common one, I would say, so this is like what I chose to put on here. But you could just be mindful that there are many words for sometimes some of these weather types of terms. And then there's a couple on this side, so I'll stand right here just because I want to go over these four. They're kind of related to talking about day, or the kind of day, when we were talking about this question, otni watnis loda na ua. So this word here, yotol, yotol or yotole is it's cold. Yotol, yotole. So I just drew like a little thermometer that has blue in it. It's like freezing cold, I guess you could say. That's just what the picture I wanted to draw for that word. Yotali, yotali is it's hot. Oh, yotali, that's always the motion I do to talk about this word. So with the students. So yotol, it's cold. Yotali, it's hot. There's also these two words. You can use it to kind of describe the day as well. Watnizli yo is it's a nice day or it's a good day. You can say it like that too. And then this other one, watnizlux. Watnizlux is it's a bad day or not a good day, you could say too. So just a few points about this word. So we talked about that watnizlad being the word or the noun for day. You can hear that in this change of that same word, watnizlad, in watnizli. Another characteristic of our language is when you hear or see EO, I-Y-O, on the end of a word, in any word in our language, it has to do with something good, nice, or pretty, depending on how it's used. So for watnizli or watnizliyo, it just means it's a nice day. It's a good day. That's all it means. When you see aksa, A-K-S caret, on the end of a word, these are almost the same words, but they have different endings. So a lot of times in Oneida, we can change the endings of words to describe different things. Aksa means bad or not good. And so using this same word, watnizlad, with aksa, watnizlux, watnizluxa, it means it's a bad day. So you can hear watnizli and watnizlux. You can hear the same word for a day, watnizlad, in there, but you can hear the change. So you understand, or can begin to understand, the different meanings, or the slightly different meanings, I suppose you could say, for each of these words. Watnizli, watnizlux. So if you're familiar with Oneida names in our language, a lot of times you might hear EO on the end of someone's name. common type of way to use or talk about names, I guess, in our language. Iyo means good, nice, or pretty, or something to that extent, depending on your word. I use my own name as an example. So Yegonsi or Yegonsio is my full name. It has to do with something nice, right? Because you heard the Iyo on the end. Ye in Yegonsi is female, younger her, she. The gonsa is a face, and Iyo is the ending for good or nice. So it literally means she has a nice face. That is the word. The word for face is ogonsa. It can also be used for mask. So sometimes you'll see that word being used, like when they say zagonsolo, wear your mask. So it can also be used for that because it's like part of the face, I guess you could say. So, or mask, like in terms of like Halloween mask, you could use it like that too. Just FYI. So just thinking about that, the main reason I went over that is just so you can kind of get used to patterns and seeing similar patterns in our language within different words. So you might hear Iyo being used in people's Indian names. So Yegonsi or Yegonsio, I use mine. Just as an example. So these were the words we went over: Yotol, Yotali, Watnis Leo, and Watnis Lux. So they're kind of ways, these last two, I just put them on here, so it's not like a weather type of term, but you can use them to respond to this question still. What kind of day is it today? Oh, Watnis Leo. It's a nice day. It's a good day. You could say that. So just to recap, talking about these weather words. Otni watnis loda na ua. What kind of day is it today? So I'm going to go through all of these and then we'll do the pronunciation. So yodahalot, yodahalode. It's sunny. Yoganol, yoganolu. It's raining. Yochigel, or the full word, yochigle. It's cloudy. Yowelund, or yowelundu. It's windy. Yodaglogwa. It's snowing. Deyotsadai, or the full word, deyotsadaya. It's foggy or misty. Yoizundi. It's freezing rain. Dewanle galat one. Dewanle galat one yuhe. Sorry, I kind of mixed up the ending there a little bit. I'll try that again. Dewanle galat one yu. That's the word with the whispered ending. And the full word, dewanle galat one yu he. So, dewanle galat one yu. Or dewanle gala wanyuhe. That is like it's lightning, it's storming. You can use it like that too. And then our other four up here. Yotol or yotole, it's cold. Yotali, it's hot. The full word is yotaliha. And then we can also use these words too to describe what kind of day it is. Watnizli, the full word. Watnizlio, it's a nice day. Watnizlux, or the full word, Watnis Laksa. It's a bad day. So, those are our words to talk about weather. Let's try this together. So hopefully, after this set of videos, your pronunciation should be increasing, getting better. You're getting more familiar with pronouncing words. So some of them I might just say all the way through, and you can kind of practice doing it on your end. So, yodahalot. Everyone, yodahalot. Full word. Everyone, try it. Yodahalode. Awesome. Yogano. Go ahead. Yogano. Full word. Yoganolu. The next one, it's cloudy. Yochigel. Yochigle. That's the full word for cloudy. The next one, Yowelund. Yowelundu. That's the full word for windy. It's windy. The next one, everyone try the full word. Yodaglogwa. Yodaglogwa. It's snowing. Our next one is for it's foggy or misty. Deyotsadai. Everyone go ahead and try the word with the whispered ending. Deyotsadai. Good job. Let's try the full word. Deyotsadaya. Awesome. The next one, Yowizundi. Go ahead. It's freezing rain. Try it. Yowizundi. Good job. The next one, De one le gala one you. Let's try this one and we'll break it down just because it's a longer word. Everyone, de one le gala one you. Let's try that together now, the word with the whispered ending. De one le gala one you. One more time. De one le gala one you. All right, let's do the full word. De one le gala one you he. Awesome. That is its lightning. Now let's do our last four over here. Everyone, yotol. Full word, yotole. It's cold. Everyone, yotali. Yotaliha. That's our full word for it's hot. Everyone, watnizli. The full word, watnizlio. It's a nice day. And the last one here, watnizlux. Go ahead and try that. Full word, watnizluxa. Awesome. Good job. So we talked about our weather words here today. I just have a few more things to go over. They're kind of related to weather. They're kind of having to talk about day because when we talk about weather, we're really talking about what kind of day it is. And that is assumed in our word for weather in So I just wanted to add like a few greetings, and these are not the only ones. There's a lot of changes for these words, but they're real common. Greetings that have to do with the day, talking about that stuff, because sometimes when you greet people, you're kind of talking about the weather too. So I added 3 specific greetings on the board on the top corner. They have to do with morning, day, and night. So the first one is Zastejusliohak. Zastejusliohak is have a good morning. That's the greeting. That's what you would say say to someone if you wanted them to have a good morning. Zastejusliohak. So za in the word, sorry, my marker is running out. I'll grab a new one. Za is you. You're saying essentially, you have a good morning. Zastejusliohak. If you watch our breakfast videos on Wednesday and Thursday, I always say something like, we're going to eat breakfast kind of foods. The word morning is what's used when I talk about breakfast. Asteji, that means a morning. So you can hear the asteji right here. We said iyo has to do with something good. That's in there too. And then this hak is like if you're wanting that for someone, if you're using it like in a greeting type of command way. Zastejusliohak is the full word. It's literally saying like you have a good morning. So that's how it comes together, I guess you could say. But you can hear those pieces of the word. Zastejusliohak, have a good morning. Zanisliohak, similar structure. We talked about that word for day. Wahnizlad, again, right? That's in here. Right there. The z has to do with you because you're wishing that for someone, right? You want that for someone. Zanisliohak is you have a good day because the eo is in there again too. So we know that automatically has to do with something good. So Zanisliohak, you have a good day. And then the last one here, this has to do with night. Asunta, this S-U-T is the root for asunta. It has to do with the night, nighttime. Zasundiohak, similar structure to these other ones because they're kind of like commands for greetings when you use them in this way. So za, again, you're saying you in whatever type of stem your noun is because the noun is this word for night, the S-U-T. Zasundiohak is your full phrase to meaning have a good night. Zasundiohak, have a good night. So that's the word. So it's Zastejusliohak, Zanisliohak, and Zasundiohak. So I'll say them again, and you can practice them on your own. Zastejusliohak, Zanisliohak, Zasundiohak. And when I do these videos, it's always good to, as a viewer, as a learner, to take notes. Taking notes is part of what being a learner is, I guess you could say. But also, it will really help commit this information to memory for you. Sometimes just connecting the brain to writing what you're learning down really kind of solidifies it. It's kind of like glue, at least for me, because that's the best way I learn. Sometimes repeating the words, if you're an auditory learner, or maybe putting some type of hand motion to them, using pictures to describe the words. Any type of notes or references or resources that you make on your own will really help you with your learning. So those are like the recommendations I would say if you're watching the videos, if you're learning from the videos, is to make some type of note, reference, or resource for yourself to help learn from the content that I teach you in here. So let's move on. So I talked about weather, I talked about greetings that you can use, for the day. The last part that I wanted to do, which is pretty simple, it has to do with this topic for time. So I think I might zoom in here because it's really close to the bottom corner. So I'm going to move over the camera. I'll move it back shortly, but I do want to really focus in on this smaller part here. So I'm just going to adjust it here, so just bear with me shortly. Yawa. So you might have heard this phrase before. Donio wistai. Donio wistai is this first one right here. Donio wistai. That is the question word that has to do with time. What time is it? So time is our topic, our second topic here for this video. Donio wistai. Your question. That's your question word. Donio wistai. Usually when you see do in a question phrase, it has to do with like how many. It's talking about quantity. And for time, that's going to include quantity. So, donio wistai, what time is it? There's a few ways you can talk about time. So, the first one is a real simple format. Sorry, this E is underlined. My bad, I forgot to put that on there. When I put hour or minute, I'm talking about the number. So, this month, one of the other parent videos is numbers. So, now that you know the numbers, you can apply that to talk about time. So, a simple way to talk about time, if you're talking about just like the hour, it's 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock, you're going to use the number. So I put hour because you're referencing the hour. This is a simpler way to talk about time. And then our number. So you're going to use the number for that hour. So if it's 1 o'clock, it's going to be uska. If it's 2 o'clock, it's going to be dagen. If it's 3, it's going to be as. 4, it's going to be gaye, and so on. So that's how you would say that. So gaye neo wistai. It's 4 o'clock. Whisk, neo wistai. It's 5 o'clock. That's another way you would say it. You could say uska neo wistai. It's 1 o'clock. You could say oyeli neo wistai. It's 10 o'clock. So you kind of get the pattern. It's your hour and neo wistai. Another, more specific way to talk about time are number 2 and 3, these other points here. So, in Ongohoitne, to describe specific time, you are going to have the minute, the number for the minute, and then it's going to be followed by the number for the hour after the word jitniole or yodungohtu. Sorry, I didn't put the meaning on there, but I will write that on here right now for yodungohtu. Yodungohtu just means it's past. And jitniole means it's far as. So, talking or looking at specifically 2 and 3. So the first one I'm looking at here is number 2. So I'm going to stand behind the camera, but see if I can use my marker to talk about these, just because I want to keep it zoomed in. So, to talk about time, let's see what time it is right now. Okay, so as I'm recording this video, it's 1:30. So, if I want to say 1:30 in Ongohoitne, I'm going to use the minute, the number for that minute that I'm referencing, this word jitniole, which means it's as far as, and then the number for that hour. So I said it was 1:30. The word for 30 is asaniwas. The number for the hour, because it's 1:30, is going to be uska. So the full phrase to talk about 1:30 in Ongohoitne is going to be asa niwasa jitniole uska. Does that make sense? So your number for the minute, jitniole, and then your number for the hour. You can also add this phrase at the end of your entire statement in number 2 that says neo wistai. Because you could say asa niwasa jitniole uska niowistai. You're literally just saying niowistai just means it's that time. You're just saying it's 1:30. But I would say that if you just said asa niwasa jitniole uska, you kind of know that that's referencing time, and that's just a quicker way to say it, because even in English you would just say it's 1:30. You wouldn't say it's like 1:30 time, or you can, but it's just, I would just, communication-wise, someone will understand when you're mentioning that. So if I wanted to say it was 4:15, using number 2, the sample in number 2, the structure in number 2, 2:15. So 15 is our minute. That's going to be first. Then jitniole, and then 2, because that's our hour. So 15 in Ongohotne is wiskyawan. Wiskyawanle, jitniole, dagen. It's 2:15. If I wanted to say, I'll do one more example. Let's say 7:21. 21 is our minute. That's dewasa uska. 7 is our hour. That's jadak. So it's dewasa uska jitniole jadak. All right. Now it's going to be the exact same structure. Number 3. That's just another way to talk about time. I said jitniole it's as far as. Yodun gotu is it's past. So you're literally saying, like, if I said it was 1:30 using number 3, I would just say it's like 30 minutes past 1. That's like the literal English translation. Or even more, you could just say it's 1:30. That's the translation as well. So sticking with the same pattern, for 3, you're just changing the word that's used after minute but before hour. And it's yodun gotu. It means it's past. So if I wanted to say 1:30, it's asa niwasa yodun gotu uska. If I wanted to say it was 10:45, 45 is your minute, and it's gaye niwasa whisk. And then I said, what did I say, 10? Oyeli would be your number for hour. So gaye niwasa whisk yodun gotu oye. That is, it's 10:45. If I wanted to say it's 9:52, the word for 52 in Ongohoetne is your minute, and it's whisk niwasa degen. So degen, when something's after it, changes to degni. So in this case, because it's going to be followed by yodun gotu, it's going to be whisk niwasa degni yodun gotu wadel. Wadel is your number for the hour of 9 that we're talking about. So again, that was whisk niwasa degni yodun gotu wadel. All right? So that is how you would talk about time in Ongohoetne. So it's donio wistai, what time is it? You can use your number for the hour to talk about it really simply. Your hour, neo wistai, or you can do 2 or 3. Either one is like essentially the same. You just change the word either to jitniole or yodun gotu. It's as far as, or it's past. So it's always going to be your number that references the minutes first, and then your number for the hours. So I would say that the counting video is going to be really helpful when we talk about time, or you want to talk about time, because you're using the numbers to talk about the minutes or the hours. So that's pretty much it. That's a real simple way to talk about time in Ongohoetne. So I would practice. Usually what I do when I taught high school is I had little clocks, like learning tool things, just fake clocks, and I would change the time, and we would be working on how to talk about time in Ongohoetne, and I would just make up a time, and I would show them, so they'd have to know what it is, and then tell me what it was in Oneida. So they were using different skills, using their numbers. That's a really good number practice, and then just learning about a new topic with time. So that's pretty much it. I will show you the final board again, just to review what we mentioned. So let me just adjust the camera here really quick again. Just bear with me. I'm sorry, it's shaky. Also, too, while I'm adjusting the camera, I know that a few people mentioned about the sound. So we, just to preface that, we're just teachers. We're not professional video editors, and we just try to do our best and just get content about our Oneida language out there. So a lot of times we'll use whiteboards or Facebook Lives for our immersion instruction, just to get something out there. Our staff have a pretty full schedule. We do a lot of intensive training to prepare for next school year when we have kids, hopefully. So I do a lot of that in the afternoon. So because we have such a busy schedule, we don't really have like all the time in the world to like document this information or record it. Hopefully in the future we can have more positions in our program and just have people do the documentation. But we're still kind of a young program, so we're not quite there yet. So it's a little easier for us to kind of just put it on the whiteboard and click record on the iPad. And we do have a microphone, but I'm not sure if it works all the time. I try to speak up. I know sometimes we've heard that there's some sound issues. We've checked it on using phones. For pretty much every phone we've ever checked, the sound quality has been good. We do notice that if you use a laptop to view this, sometimes the sound from viewing the videos on a laptop do not work as well. So I guess my biggest recommendation would be maybe to try a phone device to watch the videos from, either our Facebook Lives or our YouTube videos, or headphones. If you could use those, I think the sound might be okay. So I don't really know how to address that because I think it might be on the viewer end, and it's dependent on whatever device you're using. So that would be my biggest recommendation for like viewing our videos. We do YouTube videos for our parent classes right now with our virtual format, and then we do Facebook Lives for our instruction, our immersion instruction. So we just do the Facebook Lives for immersion instruction because they're actually relatively close to actually teaching in an immersion setting in person, and it's really good for staff training and development for a lot of our new staff. So that is pretty much why we do the Facebook Lives. Plus, it's really user-friendly for us on our end as staff to just click a button and then share it to everyone. And then also to just share it with the community. It's really easy to do that on Facebook Live. So this is our pretty much everything we went over today. We went over weather, we went over some greetings, and then time. So that's what we had today. So Swanis Leohak, everyone have a good day, and Swidaway Squat. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Yama, no giba.